All right, so recreated P2 by Lil Uzi Vert. I'm gonna play it right now for you guys, and then I'm gonna show the whole breakdown as far as all the sounds and all the effects I used in the mixer track and everything like that. So let me play it for y'all. All right, so that was it. First sound is, whoa, my bad, Purity. I recreated the first sound that you hear. I don't know if that was a sample that they used, or I don't know what it was, but I recreated it using 3 instances of Purity. First one is guitar unplugged, EG harmonics. For the edit, I did mess around with some of these settings just to try and get it a little closer. So chorus and room reverb, that's the most that I probably added. I don't think I messed with a lot of this stuff right here, but just so you guys know, these are the notes. Let me play it for you guys. Well, let me solo it out first. Did mess with the velocity down here. The lower notes do have the lower velocity. The higher notes have the higher velocity, obviously. Mixer track 1, EQ, delay, reverb, fruity limiter, only for compression. And then I did mess with the volumes for every track actually. Second Purity, mixer track 2. Let me tell you the preset real quick. GM normal, picked bass. I don't think I added anything. No, I didn't do anything to this one. Or I might have taken off the little effects that I had. But mixer track 2, EQ, delay, reverb, and then limiter for compression again. And this one sounds like this. Same thing with the velocity. These notes are shorter. This was supposed to create more of like an ambience or however you want to pronounce it. And then third instance, this is the most predominant one that you hear. This is guitar unplugged, Whitebird. Edit, stereo delay, and then gate reverb that I added. Mixer track 3, reverb, fruity delay, parametric EQ, and then compression. Contrary to what some people will say, I have heard some people saying that the order in which the effects are placed in right here won't affect sort of the sound. And I don't know if different people have different FL Studios that don't do it or do, but for mine, it does. So if, let's say if I had the limiter up there and then I had these in a different pattern or in a different order, sorry, that would definitely affect the sound. Maybe in a small or big way, it will. I have seen it in my FL Studio. So I don't know if it's the same with every FL Studio, but for mine it does. But yeah, so all of them together sounds like this. I do want to point out the first Purity, it's on D4, right? It starts off on D4. Second Purity starts off on D5, and then I think this one starts off, yeah, D5 as well. So they do have different, I guess they're pitched different or whatever. Second sound that you'll hear is, I don't really know what this sound was supposed to be. It's this one. I don't know what that was supposed to be. Got it using GM normal, French horn. Also, I don't think I added any effects to this one. Oh, I added overdrive actually. Mixer track 4, EQ, blood overdrive, another EQ to EQ out that overdrive, and then limiter again for compression. After that, you'll hear this like acoustic guitar. Same concept. Higher notes have the higher velocity, lower notes have the lower velocity. Got this using Citrus preset acoustic nylon. Sent this one to mixer track 5. Again, reverb, delay, EQ, and then another limiter for compression. And that was really it for that one. You'll hear this sort of like, I don't know what, like a stretched out clap. Just mess with this one right here. It's the quick fade out knob. So I just kind of cut the tail on it. I didn't do anything else. I sent it to mixer track 6. Fruity reverb and EQ. you'll see that it goes from pattern 1 to pattern 4. It's the same thing, just pattern 1 has purity number 2, pattern 4 doesn't. So I just took that pattern out. That's when the kick and the 808 and everything hits. After that, 808, sort of like a normal 808 that you'll get in any pack. All I did was adjust the quick fade out knob, cut the tail on the 808, and then on the volume tab right here, just squared off the volume. Sent this out to pattern 7, blood overdrive, distortion, and then EQ. After that was the hi-hat. These are actually really hard to get because you'll hear Uzi's voice kind of going over them, and it's really hard to actually get them accurately because they're kind of subtle, but I tried my hardest and this was the best I could come up with. So same thing, quick fade out knob. I don't think I did anything with these. I didn't do anything. Sent it to mixer track 11, and I just used this bottom EQ to EQ off the low end and then a bit of the higher end. That was for 8. This one, this is the lower hi-hat that you'll hear, that kind of pitch bends and stuff like that. It's also pitched down from C5 to this note right here. Same thing, cut off the tail on it, didn't touch anything. Sent it to mixer track 12 and then added an EQ and flangus. After that, kick, really standard, like trap kick or something like that. EQ, and that was it. Just adjusted the volume and stuff. Snare, pretty standard snare. I pitched it down. The range I went up to 12 semitones. Cut off a bit of the tail, or like try to fade it out. Didn't do anything else. Sent it out to track 9 and then EQ. And then yeah, the open hi-hat. Didn't really do anything to this one. Just sent it out to track 10. Use this bottom EQ to bottom out the low end, and then the volume knobs. And then this, a snare, you'll hear it throughout the track. Just cut off a little bit of the tail, sent it out to track 9, just EQ'd it. Then after that, added a citrus. This is the electric guitar you'll hear. It'll come here and there in the track. Sometimes it's pitched at a lower pitch, sometimes it's up higher. It's the same thing. It's Citrus Electric 5. What I added on this one, I was sent it out to track 13. I didn't mess with anything. I sent it out to track 13, and it sounds initially sounds like this. So then I added some EQ, some flangus, some reverb, some flanger, I don't know how that's pronounced, limiter for compression, turn that on, and then some delay, and then it sounds like this. So I do want to point out for the, I don't know what this knob is called. It's like the stereo separation knob. For the bass, which is the 808, the kick, and the snare, set that all the way to merge, all the way to the top. For the hat, the 3X oscillator, citrus, my bad. I probably had 3X oscillator before, and that's why it's called 3X oscillator. I did separate it. So if you go, like let's say you have a track on 20, if you go all the way to the right, you merge it 100%. If you go to the left, you separate the track 100%. What it does is it makes things wider depending on how many voices and stuff you have in the synth or pluck or whatever you're using. I don't know how to explain it really. I would say watch some videos on it. Yeah, be cautious with these knobs right here. I try not to use them a lot. I mean, I will use them. I try not to use them a lot because it will sort of make your sounds somewhat weird if you don't really know how to use them correct. But that's it for the whole track.